It's that special time again, another fashion show thrown by Bungie. If you guys didn't hear, the new Threads of Light digital showcase, digital art showcase, I'm not sure what to call it. It's kind of like a fake magazine cover they just put out on their Twitter, showcasing three different fashion content creators. You had Vanguard Vogue, Muffin Bandit, and Numley, all great fashioneers. I would highly recommend checking out each of those on their respective platforms if you haven't already. They've announced they're actually going to be doing that once every 2 months and giving out a special emblem for those top three fashion sets. But for this first time, they're also doing a fashion show alongside it. And they are, you enter these in the same way, so you don't have to worry about, divvying up your posts or making two different sets. This is all going to be the same contest, maybe just to generate a little hype going into the Threads of Light, top three as well. So today I'm just kind of gonna be going over this set I've thrown together for this Threads of Light. I entered pretty late last contest, so I'm kind of testing out entering pretty early this time. I would say my Twitter following has not increased at all, so that's gonna be a non-changing variable at least. I've gone around and taken a few screenshots in some great areas that I think accent this set pretty well, including the nice area you see before you. I'm actually rocking over here by LC Bray, near that place where you get your new stasis fragments once you complete the quests. I think this is a great area. The weather changes here. I've been sitting here for a bit though, and it hasn't changed, sadly. It can get pretty dark and make your glows in sets really pop. But it looks like I'm getting a little unlucky, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start checking out this set with you guys instead. So here we are in the fashion menu to give you a bit of a clear look to the pieces and the shaders. Of course, we got 5 shaders. I don't think this is necessary to win. I actually think this could be detrimental if you are not used to doing these kind of 5 shader sets. It could be really easy to let these colors run away, and if you don't know about shader families, it's going to take you a while to set it up. So maybe do 2 or 3. I think 3 is really good. I think 3 is very respectable. I think 2 is bare minimum, but obviously sets have won in the past with just a solo shader on everything. So don't feel too pressured by that piece of advice. I started off this set kind of looking through Warlock exotics. I did go with the Warlock. I think Warlock honestly is probably hard mode. I would personally do Hunter and then maybe Titan, and definitely last Warlock. But I've been a Warlock main at heart for a little bit now, and although Titan is getting a lot of playtime if I feel like going in the Crucible, I do just feel connected to this Warlock lately, and I kind of want to rep him for the Warlock family here. So I actually went with the Boots of the Symbler, just a fun, really cool looking pair of pants that I think are a little underrated fashion wise, but that's mainly because people don't wear exotics just for fashion most of the time. They are pretty just mild in the in like PvE and PvP, so they're just not getting used often, but if they get buffed, this could be a really cool set for them. I went with this nice kind of light green, light bluish green, light teal, and red theming. I actually settled in this Pyrrhic Ascent vestment, recently transmogged it, and I've got that flawless glow that makes it really pop. Got the red glow on for this specific set to match those other accents of red. I do think you could probably get away with the blue. I think yellow might be a little harsh, but I think the red looks perfect here. I matched the glow with some Virtuous gloves, just a little tiny arc of glow, and the Kairos Function crown glow. Pretty sure I actually used this helmet in the last fashion contest set, which I did not win, by the way, if you were wondering. Haven't given up on this guy yet. I actually transmogged it just for this, and I'm riding it out. I'm feeling good about it. I love the spikes here, but more importantly, I wanted that eye to match this big eye on the chest piece. I think that really looks cool lined up there. I actually threw in the Forbidden Visage thinking I was gonna have the bond glowing, and I accidentally put on Chitin Slate, and you know, nothing special about that. Chitin Slate always looks good, but it also has that nice light teal, and matched really well with the armor. So I decided to roll with it. I think having a big asymmetrical glow out here could have been cool and would have matched pretty well with this little arc of glow pretty well as well. But, you know, I decided to switch it up from maybe the expected a little bit. Ancient Republic on the boots of the Similar gives it the pops of red, really shine. And I think it brings Navy back in where you can kind of see Navy up in that Knight's Chill in the helmet. And really the reason I went with Knight's Chill up there is I love the patterning it does in that semicircle above the head of the thing in the arch there. It kind of matches this patterning the new Wicked Overgrowth shader gives the armor here in the shoulder and this kind of over the shoulder piece and in the belt buckle actually. So I love just kind of that patterning and the similar color matchup that spans the head and the chest. You know, throwing a strong head and chest combo at a Warlock is really the best you can do. Like, your gloves and your boots and your bond are really small accent pieces. And I mean, that's not a controversial opinion or hot take or anything. That's just how Warlock fashion is. The arms don't start until your elbow, and the legs are often covered up by your cloak. I purposely went for a pretty open front cloak here. I think, in my opinion, that's pretty important. I've seen winners with a really close front cloak, and if you look at the legs they're using, it's a really strange pair of legs, but you can't see them, so it doesn't even matter. It just goes back to Warlock being extremely difficult to work with. Really proud of the backside here because the rubies do match pretty well with the rest of the set of the red. These don't shader, so it's nice to see those being tied in rather than ignored, even though they're on the backside, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of good motifs of like these bars kind of matched over here in the arm rolled up sleeve and in the leg here. The glow out kind of matches, but that's in the same piece of armor, so you can't pat yourself on the back too hard for that. There's a lot of circles throughout the set. You can see them on the leg and the little rivets on the helmet, and up here on the nape of the neck. On the gems, as I just talked about, have circles as well. Like I said before, there's a nice little arch theme up here, and of course the eyes, which I think are going to be the most obvious to most people. Really proud of this set. I think it's strong on first glance, which is the utmost importance for these fashion contests. There's nothing more important than that first impression look. You've got to have some wow, you gotta have some pop, you gotta have something to say like, oh, that's not one shader. But yeah, you have to ease them in. It can't just be like ugly. You can't make them go ew. That doesn't go together. That may sound obvious, but for me, I can get lost in sets, especially when I'm posting them here in the video. I want them to be detailed, so I have something to talk to you guys about, and you have a little more time to look at it in these videos. So it's less important for me to get that initial wow factor down if I can explain my reasoning and help you see what I'm seeing. Obviously, very happy for the people in the book, but I gotta get in there. That's like my new goal. So you might be seeing me post some more sets on the Twitter if you're not following there. Probably a best way to get some extra fashion sets out of me. And if you like this video, please leave a like if it helped you with the setting up of your own fashion for the contest. Let me know in the comments. And subscribe if you want to see some more fashion content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.